what it is, people. What is up? How are you doing, friends? Oh boy, do we ever have some exciting fun for today? Bop, bop. Alright. It's the first shaman trip of the account. I already did one quick little run just to see how it goes. But yeah. Safe spots here are looking a little bit worse on this side. I was too lazy to go find my own world, so I thought I would just go ahead and pop this off. This isn't actually so bad with just the crossbow. It could be worse, but it can be a little sketchy. It's like probably about half as fast as with, say, a blowpipe or something. But it's not the worst. I really need to go get Bone Crusher, but I am eternally lazy. I don't know why I'm skipping out in the diary. Really should, but oh god. Where are the safe spots on this side where it's not going to leap? Is it against this wall? Will it leap? It's going to be annoying if I have to stand all the way over here. Nope, it leaps over here. What about over here? Fucking melee me. Probably shouldn't do that. Oop, they're going to explode on nothing. I don't know if it can leap here. We're about to find out. Heckin' cars. Remember, I did make a video about how much I hate them. But yeah. Alright. So anyways, I thought I would talk about an interesting question. Someone posted an image meme on 4chan, of course, and it basically posed the question. So you had to marry one of two women, right? So there was basically a girl that's very unattractive and overweight. Like, you know, this isn't just a weight issue with her. She was just not an attractive looking woman, right? And then on the other hand, well, let's go into full detail. So there were two. The image macro contains a picture. I'm not gonna put it, or show it on screen, but it contains like a picture of two women, right? And you have to choose which one you have to marry forever. And one of them is an unattractive, like religious fundamentalist girl, and the other one is an attractive single mother with two children, right? And so I was looking at the replies to the thread, and what did I just hear that weird noise? Whatever. And so I couldn't help but notice that they were a little bit silly to me, at least, as far as the replies go. What is that occasional click I'm hearing? Is that my shots at him? Yeah. Oh, weird. That is me. So anyways, and so the question of the thread was basically, which would you choose? Would you rather be forced into marrying the obese woman that's a religious fundamentalist and a virgin, or would you rather marry the attractive single mother with two children, right? And so, you know, and the question itself isn't really that interesting. I mean, for most people it's a no-brainer, right? But the amount of people I thought were getting the questions objectively wrong, at least from, you know, a marriage standpoint, was kind of shocking to me. So consider the following, right? You have two options here. You have a woman which is going to be attractive right off the bat. You know, she's probably interested in all sorts of activities that are, you know, somewhat lascivious in nature, we'll say. Like, obviously by the two children. You know, she has low self-control, she has low inhibitions. You can just say that's a given with this type of, you know, circumstances you have. Right, and then you have the other girl that's going to be a prude, probably not nearly as much, like, direct fun as far as you would consider, like, in a romantic sense, we'll say. And so the question is then, for me at least, it's why did almost everyone not choose the religious fundamentalist girl with the weight problem, right? So if I'm looking at something from long term, like where you have to, you're forced into marrying someone, right? You have a few ways you can go about it, but the girl that is the single mother, you know, you can't fix that. She probably has BPD and all sorts of other problems that, you know, a woman that's like that is just bound to have. Like, you literally can't fix those issues. Like, you're not a psychologist. You can't remove, well, you could remove those children from the world, but you probably shouldn't, just legally speaking. Would not advise you do that. And now the trains are starting, dude. It's all you can eat bonanza. But yeah. But yeah, so you have one woman that's probably going to be chaste and is, you know, not going to be very much fun, and then you have another woman that's like a huge weight problem and such. But here's the difference: you can fix the woman that's obese. Like, you can make her eat a decent diet. You know, you might not like that terminology, but you can at least fix option B. But you cannot fix like the attractive-looking woman with the 2 kids. Like, you can't remove the kids realistically. I mean, there are ways, but you know, we're not going to talk about that here. You're not going to do that and like live a good life afterwards. Probably bad things are going to happen to you if you go for that kind of a route. And then you can't fix the fact that, you know, her pair bonding could potentially be ruined, and all the other factors that might go with dealing with a woman that's likely had God knows how many partners. So to me, it seems like a fairly easy choice, right? But most of the people in the thread were actually choosing the attractive single mother, and it really says like how far the halo effect and how far attraction goes, because at least I think it should be a fairly easy choice, logically speaking. One, you know, for one, you would never actually get with a fixer-upper like that, you know, just saying, like, if you tried to actually repair a girl like that in real life, even a religious fundamentalist girl, what's going to happen is you're going to slim her down, you're going to get her to a good spot, and then she's going to leave you for someone else. Like, that's the realistic thing that happens if you try this. But in this fictional scenario where, you know, you're bound to death and you're living with this person for the rest of your life, it just amazes me once again how few people are like looking towards the future and how they, you know, should be considering like their relationships and what a decent future looks like. You know, you have 2 options in front of you, one which has long-term potential and the other which is just an absolute disaster in the present but might be fun. And virtually everyone was picking the single mother, which I just can't for the life of me understand. I don't know if I'm wrong on this, or if maybe someone else can enlighten me why you would go for the, you know, instant gratification fun over the potential long-term partner, because, like, you know, it just boggles my mind, right? I can't see any scenario where, like, unless you only care about like having intercourse like once a month, because let's be fair, it's a marriage, and either one's probably not going to be that interested in any sort of long-term fun with you, right? But at least the religious fundamentalist likely is, you know, going to be a lot less apt to go around and like do things with the mailman, or, you know, you're probably not going to have a mixed race, you know, be dad to a mixed race child with in that scenario. Not always, but your odds are a lot less, right? Whereas you're almost guaranteed it. Well, you are guaranteed it with a single mother, like it's, you know, by definition just not yours. Oh, yay, more high elks. I love high elking. So yeah, so I think it speaks to a lot of men that their understanding of like long-term partner selection is just completely out of whack. And like, if you're someone that's trying to look for quality in life, like, you know, and you haven't given up completely, you're not fully black-pilled yet, which, you know, or it's not completely over for you, like, you're still a young dude and you still have at least a chance in life, you should really analyze what sort of long-term options you're looking for in a partner, because very few people do it, and it's probably to a lot of people's detriment. Like, you know, even in the context of, you know, this person is going to have to be a long-term partner, most people still make the wrong decisions. Like, it's very obvious. Like, there are things you can fix about someone and things you can't fix. So that's like an immediate start. Like, someone's weight or whatever, you can fix it. Obviously you shouldn't, because they're just going to leave you for someone more attractive if you increase their SMV. Like, if you increase their sexual marketplace value, hypergamy kicks in. The woman is just going to pick someone that's going to be better than you. So I don't recommend ever actually taking this strategy. And again, that's why, you know, if you're just in the, you know, we'll call it the lower 80% of the Pareto distribution, the people that are, you know, pretty much out of luck, then you just have to accept that, you know, you're probably going to be alone unless you get lucky, or, you know, some other factors come in, which, you know, there's too many options to really discuss all of them, but for the vast majority of people, the options are not going to be anything spectacular. Is that going to, yep, it actually can reach me. So, I actually kind of like this room more than the other one, because you have all of this space to where you can stand and it's not going to leap. It's like here and here, and all over here. This whole bottom thing is actually pretty sick. I don't know why more people don't use this room instead. Probably because it's a little more annoying to think about and set up. But yeah, I'm too lazy to go hop and find another world, so we're doing it this way. At least for the remaining kills. But yeah. And that leads into like a lot of the things I don't think a lot of guys understand, is that like delayed gratification matters for not just, you know, mate selection, although it's a fairly decent example of it. And one I'm pretty shocked to see like how bad most people's mate selection happens to be. And I mean, I know the person that's never been married, the childless incel trying to talk to you about this stuff is ridiculous, but you know, it still is, like, if you're someone that has the options, it still is pretty crazy to think about how many people are still making the wrong choice. And it could just be inexperience, or people not really thinking about it, or people just thinking with their genitalia, right? That's probably what most of it is, but it certainly can't be all of it. It's like, if you're going to examine delayed gratification in, like, all pleasures, this includes, like, ones that are by yourself, for instance, like, I would definitely suggest if you're someone that's, like, forever alone or in that kind of situation where it's just over, you might as well also look into how to best, like, enjoy, you know, whatever sort of things you have. Like, consider the... I know this is going to sound nerdy as all heck, and it's very cringe, I'm aware. Hello? Can you not? I am trying to discuss stuff, buddy. Let me loot my staff. I won't be doing that again. Jeez. Is that the max? I don't even know what these max. That's what chili potato drops are for, though. But yeah, but if you're someone that's, like, trying to divvy out or enjoy a life alone, like, using your dopamine and using, like, whatever pleasure you can get in life to try and control it, it's going to be beneficial to you. Oh, can he actually leap there? I guess maybe the square he can leap to, which is what happened. Yeah, so I have to make sure I double walk over that square, I guess. Yeah, he can leap here, so it's gotta be like here and here. Man, how annoying. Get all frazzled and then everything goes awry. Oh, my poison stuff is gone. I'll have to repot soon. Boop, and boop. He can leap again here. I think he can leap all throughout here, but yeah. So, as for ways in which you can, like, start trying to, you know, increase your potential enjoyment, increase, like, a lot of the things that you can do in your life. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because of trying to PVM while talking, but, if you don't already, I would suggest, just giving up on, like, at least 3-dimensional women. Like, it's not really going to benefit you, and you can still watch, like, 2-dimensional stuff, but after a certain point, like, you're just going to get depressed. Like, if you're a forever aloner and you want to completely depress yourself, like, just, like, look at, like, videos of them, like, 3D PD smiling or whatever, like, you're going to feel so disgusted and so sad. It's truly a life killer. Like, I have a bunch of videos that I like to link to people that I talk about this kind of stuff with, that it's just like, you know, attractive women smiling at you.jpg or whatever, right? And it just fills you with existential dread. So, you know, I imagine, at least, I don't watch porn, but I imagine at least it gets like that to some point where it's like just a depressing event, especially if you, like, form some kind of, like, parasocial or like secondhand attraction to, like, one of these, you know, we'll call them actresses. Seems like a horrible idea, but, you know. So how do you actually do things that are beneficial? For one, it's, you know, sticking with girls that aren't real just because they're not real. That's a benefit, and you don't have to worry about all sorts of, like, connotations. Like, there's nothing to dream about with the anime girl, because realistically she's not going to, you know, ever come about of anything. Like, there may be AI in the future which you can work for and dream for, but as far as, like, you know, having any sort of pangs of regret, or, like, I'm not sure what it's called, like how to describe the sensation. For people that aren't forever alone, it would be like, it's like an uncanny valley almost when you see, like, affection being directed towards you, because it's so unnatural to begin with, and then you factor that in and combine that with, like, you know, what could be or what could have been or all sorts of things, and then I'm gonna get hit. Oh, hell yeah. And then it just creates all sorts of weird situations in your head, and that's generally things you want to avoid. It's like racing thoughts almost, if that's a description that makes any sense to anyone. It might not, but you know, it's things like that that you definitely want to avoid, which is why I would suggest, you know, moving towards ASMR. Like, even though it is a real person talking, it's still like there's still that separation, and you don't know what they look like. You don't really know anything about them. It's still like this just fictional, disembodied voice. So, at least as far as just pleasure. And then another thing is also using delayed gratification for your own personal pleasure. I know a lot of people will, like, you know, ignore a lot of that, and I know people that are like my age still, and, like, you know, relieve themselves X times a day, and to me that just blows my mind. I never could do that kind of stuff that often. I'm a once a week type of person at best, so I like to savor them, and wasting so much time on that is really inefficient just for being a professional gamer, you know. Like, so you really need to draw these things out, and then when you do it, it should be like a reward or something special that you know, keep at least freshness in it, because, you know, going about it too much is just going to, you know, gradually dull it. It's like if you've had the same delicious meal for your entire life, eventually it's not going to taste that good. And it's the same sort of thing with, you know, relieving yourself or unleashing that tension. We'll call it unleashing the beast for now. I still need 5,000 of these fangs to put it in my house, and I want to, because I don't want to have to worry about charges and all that. It's just much more convenient for me to just go to my house, click on near my portal nexus, and then I'm at raids or whatever, late game. But that's for the future, not yet. Can he jump to me when I'm here? I don't think he can. Yeah, so that was weird, so it must be only on this tile that he can leap to you. Weird. From before. But yeah, I'll figure out this spot eventually while messing around with it. But yeah, so, and also another concept that's really going to make things better is definitely edging. Like, if you don't try and delay that sort of gratification and try and seek that kind of long-term enjoyment, you know, you definitely should consider trying it at least once in a while, right? And it'll improve, like, sort of your own experiences. I would suggest, at least to most guys, like, spend a lot less time looking at anything lewd and spend a lot less time wasting time seeking that, you know, momentary pleasure. Like, you can get a lot more EXP in RuneScape if you just cut that out of your life, and it's actually a pretty big deal. Like, if you just calculate the amount of hours you're wasting on that, it's like in, you know, a traditional argument against, you know, immorality with your hands, like idle hands are the devil's tool or whatever. It's not that, but it is just practical. Like, you know, more XP. You can get more things accomplished if you pursue that rather than going after, you know, a lot of these pleasures. And as for partners and, like, the original question and seeking, like, you know, long-term mates, it's just divide things into things you can fix and things you can't fix. And then also take into account the fact that if you do fix things, you're very likely to just have your partner just leave at an inopportune time. Well, it's never an opportune time for your partner to leave, but it's very likely you're wasting your investment, and someone else is going to reap the rewards of your hard work if you do try and improve someone else. So I would suggest against it pretty much just always, but if you have to, like, if we're in some dystopian future where, you know, the birth rate has declined to a point where the government is using AI to assign people to form relationships, at that point, trust me, these type of questions might actually come up, and you want to pick the option that you can improve upon already, and that doesn't carry any baggage. Like, I know a lot of people talk about baggage as a concept, but, you know, it really does matter, and no amount of pretty in the world is going to overcome X amount of baggage. So, if you have to pick someone, always pick the person that has the least amount of baggage. Because aesthetics can always be improved. Like, at the end of the day, you know, intercourse and like the endorphins from that kind of pleasure are just going to go away. I shouldn't have clicked there. That was silly. Yep. I get what I deserve. And so in reality, you should focus mostly on like improving your own experience. This channel is pretty solo focused, so you know, at least the content here. Like, I definitely don't recommend relationships if you're a guy that's, you know, made it past 25. As I said in my video about men hitting the wall, like, if you've made it to that point, the woman is actually more interested in something else besides who you are as a person. She's looking for, you know, currency or... Does this actually work? Can I just go back and forth on this stone thing? Oh, I might just go crazy here. Does this work? Can he leap here? Okay, he can leap there, I think. So it's not as good as I had hoped. I can't click on him, so I have to auto-retell. But yeah. But in the future, you might not have a choice, and that future could be coming quite soon, so I've got to time this. Oh! Nope, I failed. I double failed. Wow. A tick too early and a tick too late. The story of my life. Better not do it again. But yeah. So as for the 4chan image macro, you know, at the end of the day, figure out the things you can fix about your partner, and then figure out if they shouldn't be things that increase their SMV if you're going to try and repair a partner. Like if you're going to try and repair a partner and you have decided to pick like the obese woman, where am I going? Oh yeah, I need him to leap so I can, that's why I clicked there, I need him to leap so I can loot the thing. If you're going to like pick an obese woman or whatever and try and fix her, you know, it's not going to work out for you. But at the same time, picking the single mother is also not going to work out for you, so... Like most men, you're in a no-win situation in a lot of these. Basically, if you fall into the bottom 80% of the Pareto distribution, you might as well not even try. Which is true, but, you know, you still exist until you're ready. With not existing, you're going to have to cope with life somehow, so that's where trying to maximize the amount of pleasure you experience while minimizing the amount of hassle and still staying productive comes in, which is what, you know, focusing on delayed gratification, things like edging, things like trying to reduce the max amount of time you spend actually working on relieving yourself. What is this guy doing? Is he a quest boy? It's like a golem over there. I don't know. Weird. He might be lost. God, if he's lost. That's cute. But anyways. Yeah, so I think that pretty much covers the male choice about partners, or the male dichotomy. I thought it was an interesting image macro when I saw it, and I think it brings up a lot of points that a lot of guys just don't think about as far as partners go, even long-term partners. Like, you would think, you know, most people understand that, like, at least it should be forever, even though nowadays, with no-fault divorce and all that, marriage is lost a lot of its staying power, and for good reason. Like, if you're not in the highest echelon of SMV, you know, you really should just stay out of it, and that way it's better for all parties involved. You yourself are not going to get hurt as bad, the people you associate with are not going to get hurt as bad. Like, it's just for the best. But yeah, and as depressing as that is, at least I'm making progress on RuneScape. I'm almost 100 combat level. I'm enjoying myself, slamming out some tasks. I really need to go and get some diaries done. I have a bunch of diaries I still need to get done that I can do. That's all that Herblore XP. But yeah, the 70 prayer is nice. I need to go get next melee task. I'm gonna have to go and get piety so I can start wrecking and stuff. It's just flinching. I'm just lazy. I don't want to do it right now. I don't know. I'm just a lazy weekend, you know. Lazy gamer. Just chilling. That's what this game is all about, really, at the end of the day. It's just relaxing, doing your thing. You know, repotting once this expires, just so I min-max the amount of stuff. I probably should bring 2 ranging potions and repot at like 90, but CBA, as the saying goes. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. Heck yeah. Oh man, these are so tedious to fight. Oh, okay. Profited prayer potions this run at least. Well, maybe not. We'll see. No. Yeah, there's a bird. There you go. There you go. Sip that too while we're here. I forgot my holy wrench, actually. I should bring a bone crusher here too. I should go and get the bone crusher. I have everything for the diary. I don't know why I didn't go do that. After this trip, I think I'll go start up the diary train. Stop being lazy, just go get them done. You have the quest helper to auto do the diaries pretty much. You just literally have to follow it. But, yeah. Alright. Well, good talk, folks. Little cringe, as usual. But you have a good day. I know I am trying to. Oh, wait. One last thing before I go to. I wanted to show you. I made banana chocolate muffins today. And they are peak yum. This is like my breakfast for the rest of the week. Once I have a moment where I'm not in peril of taking like 30 damage, I can show you. Alright, here we go. Look at these. These are beautiful. Beautiful texture. I've put like oats in them. They're like protein powder. Oh no. I'm taking... yeah. But yeah, those are going in the fridge. I'm eating them all week today. I already have the one warhammer I need for the quest, so I can just high out those now with Reckless Abandon. The cash stack is going up, man. And yeah, this task, I'm just going to do it whenever I get it, just so I can, hopefully at least make some progress towards this before I have to sit down and actually start. If I have to do like 10,000 of these or like 15,000 of these, I'm probably not going to complete it from Slayer for a very long time, so I might need to pause and go actually do PVM to get this done, but if I can get it early or on drop rate, that would be sick. Alright, and now I'm going to give you one last look at the muffins. Oh, delicious muffins. They're like, I put oats in them just for texture, and they're just so yummy. So, yeah, peak muffin content. I wonder if that'll hit me through the wall. No, but the leap will. Woo! Alright, and with that, you guys have a good day. Stay as sane as you can.